What is going on, guys? EK1 Gaming here, and welcome back to another Division 2 video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at prototype gear and what this means for you when this releases. Now, we are in the PTS, so of course we're getting to test out this prototype gear, and there are some good things and of course some bad things about this change. But don't sweat it, because there is some good news. If you are not proficiency or expertise level 30, you can still obtain the gear. Now I'm going to go through exactly how to get it and what it does and what you can do with it in this video today. So if you do find this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and of course share the video with your friends. With all that being said, let's get straight into it. So to start with, what is prototype gear? Well, prototype gear is this purple stuff you can see. Is it blue, purple? Whatever color you have it on your screen. But it's the gear here with an extra augment on it and higher stats. Now, generally people were saying, you know, you had to be of a expertise level 30. So this had to be at level 30 here. As you can see, I'm not at level 30, but this is the PTS. This is why I've got the gear. But basically, people were saying you had to be at level 30 to get this gear. You don't have to be level 30 to be able to get prototype gear. All prototype gear has a level 30 expertise on it, regardless whether you're 30 or not. Now, the way that you can get this gear is actually by going and doing the new game mode. Now, the new game mode is pretty decent. You need tokens. Basically, you earn tokens and you can up the level. It's called Escalation, and here it is. Here's the available missions. And what you do is basically up the level of the mission to the higher levels. And when you start upping it to high levels, you are going to have a chance of dropping prototype gear, no matter what your level is. So the prototype gear will drop just randomly for you on the ground. You can pick it up, but there is a downfall to this, of course. You cannot roll any items on prototype gear. So you can't take off the talent. You can't change any of the attributes. You can do nothing with this apart from change the augment. And we're going to talk about augments in just a second. I'll go through some of them with you and how to change them. But basically, that's the downside. So you have got to drop a dead perfect, whatever it is, if you're not a level 30. Now, if you are a level 30 expertise, you can convert your gear into prototype gear. Now, if you want to do that, you basically just go to the prototype menu. So if you go into your menu, press M, prototype, and you'll see right here, it should give you a list of everything you've got. It won't give me the option because I am not 30 on the expertise. But basically what you do is convert your own gear. So for example, I would convert this into prototype. It has to be fully maxed out, so you have to be fully optimized. It has to also be level 40, and you have to be or the item has to be level 30 expertise if you're converting your own gear. Okay, so don't worry if you haven't. Like me, I'm only expertise 10, I think, in the actual game, because I come in late. So don't worry, you're just going to have to grind those missions. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. Just keep grinding the missions, and we're going to get this stuff anyway at level 30. Plus, there is a ton, and I mean an absolute ton of materials you drop from doing those missions as well. So going back to it, what are these augments? Well, this is an extra perk on the weapon, or on the gear, whatever you may be changing into prototype. Now, with this one, of course, we've got assault rifle damage, health damage, damage to target out of cover. If you notice, these stats are way higher. Way higher. So 22.5% assault rifle damage, we can only normally get 15. Health damage, we can only normally get, I think, is it 21? Yeah, 21. And then, of course, the damage to out of cover, we get 10% normally, but now it's 15 because it's prototype, okay? Now, you're not guaranteed to get all these boosted up, I believe. I believe it's just a random chance, so you might not have all three stacked out like all these, but you will get, of course, that 30% weapon damage on weapons and the armor perk on the armor as well. As well as that, you do get these augments. So going into the augments now, anomaly, receive healing of 2% of the skill damage of the damage dealt by your skills. So there's a little marker here. We're receiving 2% skill damage healing. Okay, now this is leveled as well. So if you go into the weapon, you can actually level up this. So the next level is 2.3%, and so on and so forth. We can't do it in the PTS for some reason. It looks like it's doing it, but it doesn't actually do it. Now, to do this, you need prototype cores, which is the material here, and you get this from dismantling prototype gear. So it's only one core to level up for this next level, but I'm assuming, of course, the further we go, it's going to cost more and more and more, and it's going to be an absolute pain. But it's another progression system within the prototype model that's coming out. You can also re-roll the augment, and there's one thing I really think is done very well, and I don't say that a lot about Division, you guys know this, but one thing I think they've done really well, if I go to re-roll this, say I've got 2% of, you know, healing from skills, but I want the status effect one, for example. So it's offered me an alternative here now. So this is one we've got now at the bottom, and this is saying, hey, you can have this one if you want. We can swap it now. It costs 2 of those cores. But with this one, it's called Echo, and every bullet fired has a 2.5% chance to deal its damage twice. I would obviously prefer that if I was going for DPS. But the good thing, what I'm saying is now, you can press back out and you can keep your original augment. You don't have to swap it. So you are gambling, but you're not gambling. So you're not losing anything by trying to get a different one. So you're not going to be stuck with something that's completely irrelevant as long as you have those cores. So for me, I'm going to change it. So now I have every bullet fired, 2.5% chance to deal twice its damage. That there is going to be OP, I think, anyway. The next level is 2.7. I don't know how far this goes up. It looks like it just goes up to like three levels or 4 levels here. I'm not too sure. Like I said, we can't do this on the actual PTS. It's not letting me level up the actual things here. But I will say, what an absolute banging choice of augments we have. Now I'm going to go through some of these augments, and some of these are very good. Like this one here is every bullet has a 0.5% chance to apply a random status effect. Fantastic. This is called Trapper, increases status effect duration by 4%. If you're running status effect build, definitely worth doing. Of course, you can level them up. Receive healing of 2% of the damage dealt by your skill, which we looked at earlier. Increase your grenade radius and damage by 12.5%. And then your health is increased by 5% of your total base armor. Absolutely great. Let's see if we've got any different ones here for you guys to have a look at. Health, no. Here we go. 1% chance of becoming immune to damage for 2 seconds. The bonus cannot refresh while it's active. So again, if you're playing like a DPS role or a role where you're a bit squishy, you might get that chance there of becoming immune for damage. I don't know if a 1% chance is worth risking, but you get the drift. Some of these are fantastic, really, really good. And of course, there's one that gives you reduced skill cooldowns, 2.5% chance. They're low percent chances, but if you proc one, it's just a bonus. You're playing the game already. You've got a stacked out, you know. You've got that 30% more armor, you know, your weapon damage is 22.5%. But of course, it has its downfalls. When you are in a raid or an incursion, these are normalized. So it goes back to your normal stats. When you are in PvP, they are normalized. So again, I think that's a big downfall. I think, you know, you want to go into raids. I would have just, you know, maybe put a different skill level or, you know, level into raids, make it harder. Like I don't know, master raid, like make it harder. So these weapons here, you can still take them in with the high damage, but you can still, you know, get melted and the mission feels hard still without having to just put it back to normal, you know? I don't know. Maybe they'll look at that. But PvP especially, I get why they're doing it for PvP. It's simple because, well, if you go in with this gear and I'm in with my normal gear, you've automatically got a massive advantage already. But I feel like that's kind of like it already because, you know, the expertise level, you know, if I'm only in expertise 1 and someone's expertise 30, you know, you get the idea. But I don't know. They said they're going to look at the PvP, so I don't know. I don't really go in the DZ anyway. It's not really my thing in Division 2. Division 1, I absolutely loved it, but Division 2, not. But yeah, so that is the prototype gear. What, you know, it looks great. It's finally, I think what's going to happen here is people who are sort of not at 30 expertise maybe, or maybe still at 30 expertise, you know, maybe they're going to get excited again of the drops. You know, you're going to see that purple drop and be like, whoa, what is it? And if it's not great, you're going to, you know, dismantle it for the core, and then you're going to re-farm, and you're going to be farming high level content. And believe me, the high level content that you do in that new game mode, you are going to need full this gear. You know, you're going to need all this gear because it is hard. I went up a couple of levels and the enemies were hitting, it's like 150% more damage from enemies just at the second level. And there's a lot of levels there. So, you know, you get those coins to go into the mission. You literally basically gambling those coins or using those tokens to get to the next level. And it does get hard. I had my full DPS on and, you know, they were taking some shots from me. So it is a great thing to get these in the game and to be able to battle out in those new missions or new mission level difficulty, if you like. I mean, the missions are the same. You can see it's just, you know, District Union, Manning National Zoo. I'm hoping that these will rotate, but you can see here the difficulty at the beginning is 100% enemy damage, 100% enemy health, 100% enemy armor. That goes up as the tokens go up, but there are also mutators. If I could see it, because this guy's standing right there. Hello, that guy, if you watch the video. But so mutators, harvester. When dealing damage, the enemy regenerates armor and health by % of your maximum armor. And they can overheal as well, which is why they're taking a lot more damage. Suppressor, when damaged, this enemy starts to charge an EMP blast. When fully charged, he unleashes it, disrupting everything in the area. And then anchor, this enemy, it has damage resistance, fires incendiary ammo as long as he has any allies around him. And then the enemy periodically repairs the armor of all allies around him if they are badly damaged. It's absolutely crazy. And then basically the global ones are all enemies become immune to crowd control effects while significantly damaged. And then if you stay in the same spot for too long, a charge counter begins to fill. When it reaches maximum, you are shocked and take damage. So they are, you know, you can't just hide with your skills. You've got to really play these in a tactical way and in a way where you'll just run around and absolutely try and annihilate stuff. This is going to be so much fun. I really think this new game mode is fantastic. It's a good thing to bring into the game. How long it's, you know, it's going to last in terms of giving people things to do, I don't know. But I'm happy so far with the gear and the choice of bringing this prototype gear in. It does mean farming again, and yes, it's all RNG, of course it is, but it is a looter shooter, right? If you're just starting the game, you can still drop the gear because you can still work your way up to those levels and drop it on the floor. If you're already at 30, you're going to be excited to be able to get god roll stuff. You know, you want to get everything maxed out, and you can see the difference there in total damage just from the normal Lexington to that as well. So you can see that it's a huge jump, and it hopefully is going to be good for people who want to return to the game, and of course people who have been playing the game a lot. Now, I hope today's video has been helpful. If you've got any questions at all about the prototype system, put them in the comment section below. The next video we will be doing is another build video. I'm going to be doing community build videos. That means if you reach out to me with a build, I'm going to put it together, test it, and we're going to put that on a video. And of course, I'll shout the people out who put those builds together as well. So let me know of any builds that you think I should take a look at. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.